Holy shit. Look at these images coming out of Oahu, Hawaii. Now, I'm not here to just gawk at how amazing these images are, and they are amazing, but I am here to talk about how amazingly diverse the opinions are on these images. The divide between people who think it's fantastic and the divide between people who are condemning the divers that are swimming around with these sharks. But maybe the sharks are swimming around with the divers. I mean, it's not that easy to tell from the photos. A few things that I immediately found interesting: people's opinions seem to be shaped on whichever post they saw, whatever the first line was, and if that was posted by someone who is against this or for this. If it was posted by someone who had something nice to say, then the people who saw that one follow up by saying, oh yeah, it's fantastic. And the people who saw a post that said this was bad are like, oh yeah, this shouldn't be happening. I mean, we are some mindless sheep that can't think for ourselves. So let me just try to break down the basics here. And you don't have to side with this or for this, but at least let's have some more information on the matter. Number one, harassing these sharks as though these sharks can't escape, and these people have the speed of dolphins or tuna to just chase down these massive white sharks in the middle of the ocean. Anyone notice that they're free diving? They are holding their breath. Even the most accomplished free divers in the world. There's only so much harassing you can do to an animal in a single breath. Too many of a certain animal hanging out in an area could make a different animal nervous and possibly cause it not to hang out and continue feeding. And in this case, it is important to note that these sharks were there to feed on a whale carcass. But, I've seen footage of white sharks and tiger sharks with a myriad of other sharks around them and divers around them filming, and they just don't seem to care. And these massive white sharks, I really don't think care. That's speculative, I understand. So, let's chalk that one up toward possibly being harassment. But, look at this. In this particular shot, I'm kind of guessing that shark is coming up to the bottom of the boat, maybe hoping it's another whale carcass. I don't know. But in any case, clearly it is the one moving toward the divers and doesn't seem to care at all. In some of the footage, you can clearly see that it is the shark that approaches the diver. I'm sure the divers moved into position for a closer look or for a photo op. Oh, we're going to condemn people for a photo op. I mean, that is pretty much what our entire society does now. And here we have an insanely cool photo op that shows that humans can swim next to a shark of this size and this species and be unharmed, and we're going to condemn that one. I just can't help but guess that the same people that jump on that bandwagon are ones that go to dolphin shows and ride dolphins that were stolen from the wild, or go and pose with drugged up tigers in Thailand or wherever they do that kind of crap at. Oh, but it's teaching people that you can do this and get away with it, and therefore when someone dies, it's going to be these people's fault. Yes, that is our society, isn't it? If you see someone else do something, you no longer have to think for yourself. You just get to go and do it. No consequences should be expected. You shouldn't have to look into it or know what you're doing. It's someone else's fault. Why think when you can blame? These comments, don't touch the wildlife, don't touch sharks, respect the wildlife. Is this what these people actually think, or did they read it and repeat it? Because this is a society of people that touches motherfucking everything. Maybe you should do it, maybe you shouldn't, but man, is there some hypocrisy when it comes to that. Respecting animals, whether domestic or wild, is about the last thing that this society engages in. You people take your children to petting zoos. You teach them that animals are here for our entertainment. You take them to aquariums that have petting pools that teaches them that sharks are here for our entertainment. Unless it's a great white that makes it on social media, and then suddenly you start saying, don't touch the sharks. And no one's talking about the fact that there's these dolphins in the images. What are the dolphins doing there? Are they curious about the shark? Are they harassing the shark? Maybe the dolphins are saving the people from the shark, because that's what the media loves to do. They love to put out those stories, because if there's a shark in the water and a human in the water, then the human is obviously in danger. So if there's a dolphin there, it must be saving the human. Or is the dolphin trying to save the shark from the human harassment? But easily the most troubling for me are guys like this who do things like this and team up with organizations that do stuff like this, coming out and calling this animal harassment, all while justifying his actions and opinions by abusing the career of science. David Schiffman, whose only physical interaction with sharks has been to pull them out of the water by hook and line and attach things to them, mutilating their bodies. But he's going to talk about harassment. David Schiffman, one of the scientists working for NOAA who is actually working against the shark fin ban. David Schiffman, who teamed up with OCEARCH, one of the most invasive false conservation companies that has ever existed. Jealous pieces of shit like David Schiffman are opportunists who have been exploiting sharks since the day they got into shark research. Shark research. What a disgusting term for what this guy does to sharks. David Schiffman has not done anything that has improved the state of sharks on this planet. I don't think the same can be said about Juan and Ocean Ramsey. Someone complained that Cressy fins were in the photo and therefore this was just a big advertising campaign or something of that sort. And yet, this is okay. Nothing invasive taking place here. This is footage of a shark being caught on a giant hook in his mouth, hanging off of these flotation devices, and then being dragged by a motorboat to a bigger boat that then hauls this already traumatized shark that's in complete shock onto the deck of this ridiculous boat where everyone can take every photo they can imagine, shove a water pipe down its stomach as if this is irrigating it. But hey, they put a blanket over the eyes. Everything's okay. Hashtag relaxing shark on boat. Now this shark, with its stomach bulging out to the sides, looking pregnant, it's not pregnant. It's crushed. People defend this using the term awareness. It's creating awareness. We're learning about the sharks this way, while still having the nerve to condemn swimming in the open with a white shark. Awareness. You don't think that these images of people swimming next to a giant great white shark that is clearly not showing any interest in them as food items is creating awareness? You think it's sending the wrong message, and yet you'll support whatever message is being sent with these images of people who go big game fishing for an animal that is already protected?